You're not going to find cannabis companies jumping on the stock exchange quite yet, right? It doesn't mean it's going to be legalized federally, so you're not going to see interstate commerce, so you're not going to see Cali packs in New York or Oklahoma packs in New York in the legal market at least. Stage 1 podcast. Stoop to store, legacy to legal. Here we are talking about all things cannabis and life. Fucking. So we'll start out with big news today. Just broke is that the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency, has agreed with Health and Human Services that cannabis should be reclassified, and are talking about reclassifying it from a Schedule 1 narcotic to a Schedule 3.
Lit.
Yeah.
Awesome, but it still ain't enough.
No, definitely not enough. It's a step. It's a baby step.
We'll take it.
Yeah. So
that takes us from.
Yeah, go ahead.
That takes us from it being like heroin to it being more like ketamine, or you're saying cocaine,
What do you mean?
right?
It was higher than heroin before. Now it brings it to heroin.
Schedule.
Oh, sorry, it was heroin. Now.
So Schedule 1 is Schedule 3 is basically like considered medicinal. It can be prescribed. So you have things like, Schedule 3 would be even fentanyl is a Schedule 3, or ketamine, morphine. Like you were saying, morphine is a Schedule 3, but also
Schedule 1 used to be LSD, weed, and
heroin,
pretty much just fun stuff.
Heroin is Schedule 1 now.
It was?
Yeah, it is now. And then what you have is cannabis basically as the same, like scheduled the same as heroin.
Cocaine was 2.
And then cocaine is a Schedule 2. So cocaine is technically, the Biden administration said to his Health and Human Services Department to do research and come back on what they think cannabis should be, because everybody's real loud. All the states are making it legal, so there must be over half the states in the union have legalized cannabis in some way, shape, or form. So there's something to it. We've got to do this investigation. Health and Human Services came back and said, "You're right. This shouldn't be a Schedule 1. There's medicinal benefit. It's obvious." But in order to make it law, the DEA, which isn't that strange? Wasn't it like the DEA are the guys that raided my crib in 2011, and those guys get to decide whether or not they should have raided my crib in 2011 or not anymore.
Right.
But I guess they saw the light.
Right,
they see the light.
Yeah.
Accountability.
and they're reclassifying it. Schedule 3. So now that's where it's at, right? Is in that part of the process, which means it's not reclassified yet.
But it might be.
It's it's like getting to be.
It's like we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah,
we'll let you know.
I think the DEA is saying now we agree with Health and Human Services, so now it has to go in front of a judge. First it goes through a waiting period of where there's public comment. So the public gets to comment on it. So I feel like everybody should go comment and be like, yeah, do it, fucking legalize the shit, go further. Totally. You know what I mean? Like that voice can be heard just as much as the voice that's gonna say they shouldn't do this, because that's gonna be a loud voice too.
Yeah.
The link to do that is in the description.
We touched on this, in other episodes. Propaganda, that is going to be a piece. That's always been a piece working against it, but now we're defeating that. But there's still going to be the people who are going to say that cannabis shouldn't get to legal, right?
Yeah.
And this is definitely a path. Like a step on the path to legalization federally, which changes everything.
Yeah, for sure.
But what this changes is from going from Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 is it doesn't change certain things, but it changes some really important things. So it doesn't change being able to be publicly traded on American stock exchanges. So that you're not going to find cannabis companies jumping on the stock exchange quite yet, right? It doesn't mean it's going to be legalized federally, so you're not going to see interstate commerce. So you're not going to see Cali packs in New York or Oklahoma packs in New York in the legal market, at least, right?
So how long are we thinking until it's federally legal? Like we see it slowly moving. Bro.
Yeah, this is like the, you know, it's like turning a fucking
like this in
gigantic
like 10
ship.
fucking
You
years.
know?
This is pretty large of a move, though.
It is a massive move. It definitely is. It's so what it does change is for like small businesses like mine, we have our tax burden right now, because it's Schedule 1 is quite substantial. We can only write off the cost of goods sold, which means the product. We can't write off anything. We've touched on this before. We can't write off the staff. We can't write off any other outside external fee. But with this, which makes just running this business that much more expensive than a normal. So it shrinks margins. It makes things, you know, more difficult than they have to be. Like we're just running a business here. We're selling a legal product. Why we already have to pay a larger tax than any other legal product, and then we also have the green tax, which is everybody charges you more because banking is harder, or fucking accounting is harder, or all the different, and then all of that stuff that you're paying, all those fees that you're paying for your checking accounts and all these other things, are not tax deductible. So in a normal business, any of those fees are tax deductible. So now if this law changes, just this little thing that goes from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3, all of that shit changes. We can all of a sudden write off everything a normal business can write off.
Nice.
And we don't even know if it's going to be retroactive,
Right.
or if it's going to be from the
So
date
you
the
get,
law
like,
gets
money
signed.
back.
Right.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? There's like many things that could happen.
It's all up in the air.
Yeah.
Up in the air like the smoke, Jack.
Yeah, or
Smoking here today.
chugga choo.
Hell yeah. Some other breaking news today.
Yeah. Oh yeah, fucking
Kendrick Lamar?
Kendrick dropped a response to the
Nuclear fucking bomb on
Euphoria.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
This is-
Fucking nuke.
There was definitely some like
Dropped the whole nuke
literal
on Canada.
laugh
The
out.
entire country. Oh my god.
There's some definite laugh out loud moments that even on the first listen, I was like, damn,
For sure.
that shit is hilarious.
Yeah.
And he definitely delivered.
Yeah.
Took him some time.
Yeah, it did.
Took him some time,
But
but,
people
it
act-
was worth the wait.
Yo, people act like motherfuckers gotta respond like within days. I hate that
Right,
shit. Like,
yeah,
you know
for
how long
sure.
we waited for Ether?
First of all,
We waited months for Ether, if I can remember correctly.
yeah,
Like,
and this diss track was
Patience, bro.
6 minutes long.
Yeah.
Right.
So
3 different beat switches.
3 different
Yeah.
beat switches.
the end of the first beat switch, when it sounds all triumphant, when the beat
Yeah,
switch.
when that's
Yeah.
You know
Because at
it's about
first
to
it's like,
get
oh, this
crazy.
is that Kendrick I fucking hate. And then it just switched to that shit. And I was just like,
But
okay.
but in that like moment of Kendrick, you're not too fond of. He said some wild ass shit though. Like
Yeah.
and like on the first listen, I didn't even catch it. On the first listen, I was like,
On
oh
the
yeah,
little intro part?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it was
like,
fire.
oh, no, yeah,
But it's just,
I know.
I hate when he does that.
Does what? Which part?
Like the first part?
Like rapping like low tone, slow and shit.
We were talking in the break
necessarily
room
like
about
but-
that, and they were saying that he was like taking a jab at Drake for his like slow melodic parts, and then like that's
Oh, and the beat change in general. That's a
Yeah.
Drake thing. That's a
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
Drake
Yeah.
signature.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And so yeah, all of that shit was like so
Yeah.
thought out.
What's this
Super thought
MFNY? Which one is this
That's
one?
the gelato.
Gelato.
Yeah. Gelato,
Gelato,
flower, and gelato.
gelato, gelato.
It's good.
Good shit.
Oh yeah.
MFNY. Shout out to. We're about to get this new shit in the store.
Rolling.
From Rolling Green. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
A couple varieties, a couple different price points. I rolled up some of the night moves, so we'll we'll let them know what it's about, what it's going to be like.
Yeah, the bud looked good.
The bud does look very good. It's very promising. I like one of the things that they're doing is they're putting the terps on the jar.
Ooh.
So that's nice to see that finally come into like, you know, the terpene percentages
got,
on the
Jay?
jar. So this Night Moves is
What's that right there?
In my hand? I wish I knew. Couldn't tell you.
That's it.
Can't call it.
Can't call it.
Who rolled
On that
it?
J roll,
Maybe
that one-
band, two bands.
Is this the one I wrote? Or
Yeah, the one you rolled.
Oh, that's the strawberry
OG.
OG.
Right. And then the other one's gonna be that lava cake
A lot of
with
cake.
some
Yeah.
hash.
What's the strawberry OG from though?
Live well.
Shit's trash. Literally just passed it right
Yeah, your name Shorty. Like, who is that? Mark, you want some of this trash?
I literally forgot.
Let me ask you a question. Is this strawberry? Let's ask a
all
question. Do we think the strawberry OG is organically grown?
No.
No. No. How's it grown, Anna? Do you think? If you had to guess.
Most likely synthetic nutrients.
Synthetic nutrients. Okay. All right. So we're gonna talk a little bit about like growing practices in the United States, but also in cannabis, but in the U.S. in general. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So and this live well. What was it? Strawberry what?
Strawberry
My bad.
OG cookies.
Strawberry OG cookies. Okay. How's that grown?
I mean, like I don't know exactly how it's grown, but since it is medical market, it's for sure remediated, and likely because it was medically grown, it was grown with most likely synthetic nutrients. Whether I say it's sprayed or not, I don't know. Can't put the card down on that.
Yeah.
But definitely not organic.
Okay. And then I got Ithaca Organics. They actually do grow their shit organically. Have you spoken to them at all?
I haven't spoken, but do you know if they go in ground?
I do believe they grow in living soil, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
Yeah. But I do have to get them on to talk more about it because I don't really know everything. A lot of, I haven't spoken to them in a while, and a lot of the last time I spoke to them was probably like, I don't know, who knows, but I know their weed is greenhouse grown. It's delicious. It's amazing. It's mixed light. It's fucking some of the best stuff we have in our store, and it tests really well and clean,
Yeah, I like everything.
and it smokes good. But I haven't seen his facility yet, so I don't know everything about what they're doing.
What's the difference between growing it organically and medically? Like why is it better to grow it organically?
Well, I guess it's more about like organic and inorganic as opposed to like organic and medical. I guess medical maybe just has more of like a touch of like the remediation side to it. Organic and inorganic is the main. I guess the main difference is that inorganic you're using chemicals, like toxic chemicals usually, or if it's synthetic, like so a lot of synthetic grows also like produce good quality bud, and they use synthetic nutrients like just liquid just nitrogen, or it's just a blend, right? A blend of certain like of NPK, right? And where it's derived has a huge impact on the quality of the grow and the plant.
Yeah.
So like you have these really like we'll call them like like the synthetic nutrients. I don't want to shit on all synthetics because there are good quality synthetic nutrients that are like organic certified. You can get them organically certified. And it's basically what that really means is that they're clean of anything with the word like sides, so herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, like all of that is meant to like anything that kills plants is not
good for your plant.
for the plant.
Right.
If you wouldn't put that nutrient on your skin, I wouldn't put that in my lungs. I wouldn't put that on my body.
Right.
You know, so like organic, we're talking about compost. We're talking about like fish, kelp. We're talking about like rock dust. You know, like we're talking about peat moss. We're talking about, and even to certain extents that, you know, alfalfa, like certain things like that have organic, and can be organically or inorganically grown, but more or less it's all derived naturally and like in whole form. You know, so like like fish, it's broken down, but it's fish.
Right.
You know, it's like, and it's not mixed with chemicals. It's just cooked at a low temperature. If you're getting it in a store like hydrolysate, if you're getting emulsion, then that's like cooked at a high temperature. You're losing nutrients there. But that's like a little more detail into the nutrients. But like the gist of it is that, are you pouring chemicals in? Like when I moved to Oregon and I started on a farm, I had to like mix all these like look like neon green, neon yellow, crazy looking, you know, some clear, stinky, like stay away from it kind of nutrients, like this pink dust that just smelled like weird. And I'd have to put it in this tank and mix it, but I wouldn't want to get that stuff on me.
Right.
And we pumped it, and the plants liked it, you know, and they grew green, they looked fine. But like when I smoked that stuff, it was harsh. It was trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We smoked it was trash.
You can tell when it's grown with fucking love.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the growing practice obviously affects the end result of the flower and the nutrients that it gets, and you find that nutrients that come from an organic base are the ones that the flowers respond the best to.
Yes, I think it's hard to say respond the best, because when you get down to it, like some of these synthetic nutrients, like I was saying, like on that grow, they make it look great. And when people don't really have a palate or a feel for or care, even if it's like harsh or smooth or whatever, then like it passes, you know, it goes.
Well, so all right, so it might have bag appeal, but it tastes like shit. But you know, so for a connoisseurs like the people at this table who want that flavor, and who, when you know there's some shit that's synthetically grown that's, you know, might look alright when it's broken down, but then when you're smoking it, it's like what is that? Oh yeah, that's trash.
You know, like the high, you'll notice it in the high, like if it feels clean, like you'll really notice it when you start smoking organic things, and you got to do it for a little bit and then try some inorganic again, and like you'll notice how clean that feels. You know, you shouldn't be getting headaches. You shouldn't be feeling like groggy and really like dead of energy when you're done like smoking that joint. You should like, and when you're done with your high, like you should be able to kind of level out without having to have any crash.
Yeah. And I feel like, I mean, for me personally, I eat clean in that way, organic versus like, and non-GMO versus genetically modified. So I'm not really trying to fuck with GMO shit, and I have my whole lived experience that's pushed me in that direction. And so why not feel that way about weed, right?
Yeah.
Still going into your body.
Yeah, still putting it into your body, exactly.
Yeah.
You're taking it in your lungs.
Yeah.
And it's
or
like
in your bloodstream.
Yeah.
Adam, you know a little bit about like the farming side, like even on the food science side. Let's talk a little bit about that, and you know, go down the road of fucking how our food is not really that great for us, and how we can avoid some of that shit.
Yeah, most definitely. So like we talked about earlier, before the podcast, like high fructose corn syrup.
Oh, terrible.
Terrible. You know, like one of the largest takeaways from all this is that all these inorganic things really are like they're endocrine disruptors. They disrupt our hormones. They disrupt our immune systems. They disrupt, but like all that means is it disrupts our mood, the way we function. Like all these inorganic ingredients and foods are like, you can tell it like slowing us down. They're hurting us. They're like, people at the age of 30 shouldn't be getting cancer. Like we shouldn't be getting disease at such a high rate. Like,
so let's break down where high fructose corn syrup originates, right? So that's generally from a genetically modified corn that is not like bread to eat whole, but it's bread to break down into things like syrups, sugars, and starches, and then they heat it up to this hot temperature. So, but before they do that, they spray a ridiculous amount of poison on it, and so to kill any bugs or any weeds or anything else, but not kill the corn. Because the corn has been genetically modified to be able to resist this poison that it's being coated in, right?
Yeah, more or less, and then, or it's not even. It's
Right.
genetically modified and it's sprayed.
And
honestly, a lot of that corn actually goes across the world and turns into commodity.
Right.
And a lot of the stuff that and the corn soup and all of that.
Not in Europe, because
Not
there's
in
like
Europe.
a fucking moratorium. They won't even feed genetically. Here's the thing: in Europe, they won't even feed genetically modified
It's
foods
banned.
to their fucking livestock.
Yeah.
All right, so wake the fuck up, and just understand that we are the beta testers right now. We're being, as a population, and then the people who don't who understand what nutrition, who take that shit seriously and try to fucking look up ingredients. Like, I don't know, when I was 25, I had a horrible I had diverticulitis. I had surgery, 3 surgeries, fucking. I had a colostomy bag for 6 months. I had a 6-inch section of my large intestine taken out. It was a life-changing experience at a very young age that made me question a whole bunch of different things. And one of those things was what the fuck I was eating. So then I just started looking.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot.
Well, and all these, the Roundup, it's linked to giving us all these diseases.
Yeah.
And it's in all these processed foods. The real killer is the processed food.
Processed foods.
Processed foods. Your bread shouldn't have any more than 3 ingredients in it.
Right.
Yeah, it's seed oils. It's
the seed
vegetable oils that aren't
Yeah, when they're heated, they break their more or less scientific. They break the bond, it turns into trans fats. So it's the way that trans fats are banned, but the way they get through it is by giving you canola oil, by giving you vegetable oil.
Yeah.
And when that gets heated at a very low it doesn't take much, and that's why they're bad for us. They turn into trans fats, and that's what's clogging our arteries, giving us the diseases.
So
Kinda
why
like your
isn't this
decarb-
And the
talked
corn
about? But
sugar
why isn't
and the
this-
corn sugar as well is like a huge thing.
Palm oil,
Yeah,
the chemicals, all of it. I mean, even just the sprays, the cleaning sprays,
Yeah.
the odor
it's everywhere.
things,
You got
everything.
that's when you start really jumping down that rabbit hole, and you're like, shit, man, what else is in my house that's
Right.
fucking with me? That's that is toxifying my body on a daily basis. Oh, this shit. Oh, why do I have such bad eczema? Because I'm using this fucking laundry detergent, and I'm washing my hands with this soap. I better change that. But it's fucking true. It's crazy.
But it's also more expensive too
It's
to
way
be
more
able to do
expensive.
that.
It is.
And it's not it's a privilege to be able to eat organically and
For
live
sure.
organically.
For sure.
Not everyone can do that.
Absolutely
and
not.
it's a cycle of
It
keeping
isn't.
people sick.
It is.
Yeah, well,
It is.
and I think
It's
a couple
fucked up.
things to that is I think it's of course it all comes down to this lack of education, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's made to seem like it's a it's turned to be this privilege and this elitist thing, and it hurts so hard because it's
been commoditized.
commoditized.
Commodified.
Commodified.
Is that what's the word?
Well, it turned into a commodity.
Yeah, turned into a commodity. whatever.
Capitalized.
Capitalized.
Capitalism. Fuck capitalism.
Make
With
up some
education, we can learn how to eat. When you eat more clean, you need less.
Yeah.
You're not craving. When you're craving sugar, you need protein and
Right.
fats. You don't need all that junk. I mean, you want all those flavors they're found in fruits. We've narrowed our food system to these 40 crops, but there's thousands of different foods out there.
Yeah. It's true.
I noticed too with the different levels of how it costs more for the more healthier stuff, and then if you look at a Live Well, and then they have the cheaper price point, but then they have they got the not organic shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
It's very similar. It's a paralleled experience, right?
And there are certain things that are not that much more. Like it's actually certain organic things are cheaper to buy
Yeah.
than inorganic.
Right.
And that's the wild thing.
Well, I
But you
think it
kinda gotta
depends
have the
on.
plug, right?
Yeah, you just have to have the plug. Exactly. You gotta know where to go.
gotta know where to go.
Yeah, you gotta.
And like you said, there's education. There's no education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why, like, I love urban farms. You know,
Yeah.
like I think that's really cool because it gets community involved and to see like farming and like how you grow
Yeah.
your food
The
and stuff.
process.
And farmers
Right,
markets are
yeah.
great, but like
Yeah.
I'll be honest, they definitely price it to a hard
Yeah.
unaffordable price.
Yeah.
CSA is getting involved, like volunteering. Like so many farmers will trade you food for like getting your hands in the garden. You know,
Yeah.
and it's like you're not breaking your back. You're like weeding. You're helping cut a couple veggies out of the ground, but you're helping someone in a tremendous way, and then you get this little gift back that feeds you, and to you it's a whole world of value. But
Yeah, because let's break it down to the realness of what you just said, and let's not miss the subtlety in that shit. Because you're like, from an organic farmer perspective, you're like, yo, I'll trade some of this crop for somebody to come weed for me, right? If you were to just grow some GMO shit that you just sprayed with all sorts of poison, you wouldn't have to do anything with that person.
Right.
That sense of community.
It takes away the community
It takes
from
away
it,
the community.
yeah.
It makes you be out there all by yourself with your crops and your fucking
Capitalism.
poison, and then you sell it to everybody else, and you don't even have to have a personal connection with the community because you don't even probably want a personal connection with community at that point.
Because
don't know where our
it's just
food
about
comes
profit.
from.
It's
Right.
about profit.
It's
at
about
that
profit.
point.
It's
and
not
it
about
takes away
people.
that trading, that care. You know,
Exactly,
like
that
you
personal
care for
shit.
me, I care for you.
yeah, and like fun
It
fact:
depersonalizes it.
Depersonalized.
80% of the food grown for the world is grown by small farms,
Yeah.
and the other 20% are those big farms. So all those huge fields that you think are growing the food for us,
Yeah.
they're not. They're growing that for commodity. They're sending that across. They're turning that into oil. So
They're turning it into like ingredients
Ingredients.
that are then put into
Feed.
these processed food.
fodder.
Right, and so and then the processed food has a longer shelf life, so it can sit in the stores longer, and then it can sit in your pantry longer, and then you can eat it, but it's all filled with all this crazy ass shit that's gonna make you sick.
Yeah. I mean, but unfortunately, it's convenient, and like it's convenient.
We're made
That
to
doesn't-
believe it's convenient.
Yeah.
We're made to
Yeah.
believe it's convenient.
It's convenient.
Yeah.
Think about it, it's making the food last longer, but it's making you die quicker.
Yeah.
So
It's lacking nutrients. Why do you
Yeah.
think it's
Devil's advocate though. Aren't
Yeah.
people living longer than they've ever lived before? Right now?
But they're
Well,
sicker. We're sicker
not-
than we've ever
yeah,
been.
Yeah, so what it is we're using
They're just
this
medicating us
Western
longer.
medicine
Yeah.
model of like not curing things but treating things.
We're not
And
getting
then
to the
you're-
root of it.
And then
We're
you're
just
like
putting a
prescribing
Band-Aid.
all these different things. So
Yeah.
like as you get older,
just
you know,
the
I don't know,
Band-Aid.
I don't know about any of y'all, but as my parents got older, they just started. And my parents are old as shit because I'm fucking old. I'm older than most of y'all, I think, or than all of y'all. And my parents are old as shit, and they fucking. Shout out to Mike and Iona, y'all are the best. But they've as they got older have had to take more and more prescriptions to
Yeah.
just like live their daily life,
Yeah.
right? And that's
Sure.
but that's like the common story of Americans, and that's
They take that
what
as
we
a norm.
fucking accept.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and if you think that that's not by design, and that's not like through a dietary like design, like the food pyramid shit and the fucking 4 food groups and all like all that is
Even the desk jobs, having them sitting down all day.
Yeah, it's not
lifestyle
getting
choices.
movement. It's not, it's because people think that your body, like when you get older, you become stiff, but you don't have to.
Right.
If you move your body and you mobilize, like you become stronger, you're limber.
Totally.
Like I'm 36 and I'm in the best shape of my life
Yeah,
ever
I feel
because
fine.
I mobilize and I move my body and I'm conscious.
yeah, it
And
is
like
definitely-
you don't, it's not a bit like it's being sustainable in that because like prescription things and prescription drugs are like getting surgeries and all these things. Like, don't get me wrong, there are situations that do require that and need that. Like everything
Western
is
medicine saved my life, but
yeah.
but also though the Western diet put me in the
where you
need
needed it.
of Western medicine.
But it
Sure.
ties to
Also-
like mental health too.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like people that suffer, you know, it's all connected. Western medicine, it's so separate. So you treat your physical needs at one doctor, your mental health needs at another doctor, you know, and
I mean, as you get older, you treat your fucking asshole needs at this
Right.
doctor, and you treat
And-
your head needs at this doctor, and
but
you
there's
treat your
like
heart
no
needs at this doctor,
communication
and you treat
between
your blood needs
between
at this
any
doctor.
of it.
You know
Like
what I
there's
mean?
no, it's so separate, but it's all interconnected, because if you're mentally not able to take care of yourself, because you know depression is real, anxiety is real, it takes a toll. You can't physically, and you can't eat well, and it's like this cycle.
Yeah.
It ties into all of that
For sure.
and that loss of community. That's where you know farming
Yeah.
comes into play.
Yeah.
Well, and, like,
And that barter.
and even like organic, like that's also certified organic. Like
Certified horse shit.
to
you
hell
say?
with y'all. Like
Yeah.
certified organic is what is pushing small farmers. It's when you're getting organic from Foxy Farm, when you're getting organic in the grocery store, it's not necessarily organic.
Right.
Yeah.
It's it could be organically sprayed.
Right.
It could be organically grown, but in soil that's not healthy and void of nutrition. It can be grown with a GMO seed or a hybridized seed with lower, just not the actual nutrients that really work for our bodies. And that's a really big.
So there is a whole organic thing going on.
Yeah, and that's why it's meat. That's why it's meet your farmer.
Trademark that.
That's why it's go to the farmer's market. Because you don't need to be certified to organic to be growing organic food.
Yeah.
Right.
You need to just find the farm.
You gotta find the farm.
And that's building a community. And hell, that's your break from the noise. That's your
Yeah.
break from the city. Go out to a farm.
Yeah.
You know, these GMO crops, the scariest thing. And I don't want to do any fear mongering or make anyone scared, but I will say with GMO crops, when the big companies own seeds, that's kind of what put us here. Is
Yeah.
they owned seeds, and then those seeds spread. And when those seeds spread, those investigators went around and said, "Hey, you're growing my corn.
Yeah.
Hey, you're growing my beans.
You owe me.
Pay up.
Yeah.
Cut the check."
Yeah.
Cut the check.
And it's like, yo, I can't cut the check. I'm barely making ends meet.
Got
Damn.
Adam saying, "Cut the check."
Funny.
Bars all over the place.
Yeah, so that's
You
why.
thought of it first, bro. That's the shit. I don't even we thought of it at the same time, but you said it.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
I got you.
Cut the
I
fucking
know.
check.
It's amazing. Cut the check.
Yeah, Jack.
Heirloom. Cut the check.
the check.
Weed, water. Shout out to
Heirloom.
the brands of this market that make things cook, because they're the best.
Yo, shout out to Heirloom. We went
Yeah,
up to
they're amazing.
in fact, the facility.
They
Yeah.
hooked it
Nice
up.
as hell up there, bro.
Yeah.
That shit was so nice.
Fire.
Yeah.
They got
Nice
the
little
dope ass.
tour, right? You guys got
Yeah.
to see.
Got some fire gear.
You got to see what's happening over there.
Yeah.
Just made it
Yeah.
and that's the best part of this, is the educational piece. I feel like is getting to tour a really high end
Yeah.
facility and being a part of that community.
Yeah.
It's
amazing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really dope.
Who you're welcomed in, and that I gotta say, shout out to the New York State for that, because all of the vendors, all of the
They show so
growers,
much love.
they show so much love.
Show
They
so much
invite
love.
us out. They want us to see their spots because they're proud of it.
Right.
What they've
Yes.
built, the things that
That's really what it is. They put
accomplished.
so much love into the places where they work and what they're putting out from those places.
Yeah.
So they want to share it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Every time we've gone to any different place, they're mad happy just to see us and
Yeah.
show off their work.
No funny shit. That's a jetpack, ain't it?
That is a jetpack.
Shout out to the jetpacks.
Shout out to the
Yeah.
jetpack. Jack.
The only time ever up here that I've set off the fire alarm, and it's been twice. The smoke alarm
With a
twice.
jetpack?
It was a jetpack.
Okay, so we put,
You know, like the farmers, like they want you to know. They they're not asking for credit. They're just
Yeah.
putting it out there. You know, we're feeding people. We're
Yeah.
getting people smoke, but they just, you know, like they want the visit. They want to show you what's happening, and that's like also like that's building community.
Yeah.
Like it's not just weed anymore, folks.
No,
It's
exactly. It's
community.
like it's community.
We're waking
It's
up past that.
It is that. That's what's happening. That is important to call out. That like the. So as far as the farmers are concerned, everyone in the New York Cannabis is super welcoming. They want you to see it. They're proud of what they're doing.
So I have a question.
At least the small guys.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut
Go
you
ahead.
off.
Go ahead.
Do you think that that's how it is in like other states like California, or do you think it's become more like capitalized, like
Well, I'd
like
say-
pumping out mass?
I'd say Adam has like experience to talk about other states and how weed culture is there.
Oh, like weed culture.
Yeah.
Like in terms of
Do you
like
think
the
like the
legal
communal,
weed culture,
do you
like the
think,
communal
you know,
aspect that's
do you
happening.
think because it's new in New York State, like we're like
in a
in the-
honeymoon period
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
Well, there's
Oh.
it's in the infant stage, you know.
Infant,
like,
yeah.
you know, it's
Yeah,
like
so we're
it's part of
feeling
the
all that.
culture out west. It's like generations been doing this shit out
Yeah.
west, you know, like especially
Yeah, but-
in Northern Cali.
Well, now that
in
it's
fucking
legal, that's why
Oregon.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the legal market, like, to be real, like the legal market's attracting the demographic of people that want to experiment,
Right.
don't have a place, want like the safety of it. Then there's the folks who are like out there looking for the best, trying to find the grows, trying to get their like hands with it, and that's where I think some of like the best weed lies. So I think there is a community,
Amen.
Yeah.
and they're on different platforms
There's
Yeah.
multiple communities,
There's
right?
multiple
And-
communities.
Yeah.
all over.
Okay. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I love that. It's true though.
It is.
It's always been true with that in cannabis. There's multiple communities, so
Yeah.
not only
Yeah.
right that I feel like it's only expanded
Right.
in the legalization, because before when it was all black market, there was like multiple communities
Yeah,
doing their thing.
yeah.
Now it's the legal market.
Yeah.
And there's still like people breaking off and doing things.
And it's made it easier to tap into, right?
Yeah.
Now these like big names are able to like show their face in public,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Like we got the asterisk,
Yeah.
like clubs in the cities and places that people can go to and host events and
Yeah.
pop-ups and feel safe about it.
Yeah.
And that's incredible.
Yeah.
And then people who are who are young, like who don't have much experience, less than a decade, like me. It's like I can go there and I can we
Soak
can all
up game.
network. We can all go in there and like meet people and can get our
Yeah.
toes wet.
Yeah.
And that opportunity didn't exist because it was like, who are you? What do you want?
Right, but now
Yeah.
it's like, oh,
Are you a cop?
Are you a cop? But now it's like, oh, you guys work at stage one? Nice. Come on in. Let me show you everything.
Yeah.
Let me show you how
For
everything
sure,
works.
yeah, it really
Like,
is cool.
Because, we've like been building this community since before any stores were open,
Yeah.
and that was cool. That was what was cool. Like everybody's been so welcoming and wanting, and like they all, I mean, I think the writing was on the wall and everybody knows what it is. Like we all need each other, so
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah.
Why not just approach the relationship as symbiotic as it's going to be and try to make the best of it and figure shit
Yeah.
out? We have so initially the way the law was written, we were supposed to have it be like that for 5 years, where it's these kind of New York grown small businesses that were working with one another to build this market, and people who wouldn't normally get the opportunity got the opportunity to do it, and they needed to meet some criteria to do it, but they did, and that includes the growers and the processors and who got that opportunity first and applied for it first, and then moved into the dispensary owners and the retail side. And that was supposed to be what existed in that smaller scale ecosystem to grow from, and there was supposed to be a certain number of stores that grew out of that per region.
Yeah.
And then the things, everybody knows that the rollout was madness, and And it's a lot of crazy shit has happened with
Yeah.
injunctions and yada yada. We've talked about it on the pod. If you want to learn, go back and watch other episodes because we always talk about shit.
Yeah.
Guys, all right. Guys distracting me. I'm in the middle of trying to think about what I was talking about. Somebody remind me.
You were talking about.
Oh shit.
You distracted
We
me.
are fucking hot.
Right.
See how I go right there?
About to get hot.
That's fresh. That's fresh.
That's a nice one.
Shout out to Carter.
Yeah, the Carter 2.
Yeah.
Not
Is that
Carter
rated
1.
R from Critical?
That is.
You're still going?
Pass it.
Shout out to Critical for that rated
That
R.
one's the.
Dills, I know. What was I talking about, Dills? Are you hot too?
Word with the injunctions and stuff like that.
Yes. So the injunctions
Oh yeah.
basically made the law.
Thank God for Dills.
Shot it seriously. Made. Round of applause for Dills. Thank you.
My God.
The injunctions.
Point
The injunctions really sped up the process for the MSOs and the ROs to get in the game. So they weren't supposed to be able to get in the game for 5 years, and because of the injunction that happened, and the judge ruled in the favor and said that it was unconstitutional for only the card program to be the rollout, that everybody had to get let in. So then. So that the disabled vets could get let in, but in reality it was so that the MSOs and the ROs could join. Now they're joining, right? So this whole time we've been doing this podcast, we've been talking about that's what's happening, and that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And we have a few different versions of that in our store.
Yeah.
Let's say, right? So we have the rhythm flower, which is, doing its thing. I don't know. How do you guys feel about the rhythm flower in general? How's it move?
It moves.
It moves.
Yeah, it moves, right?
Yeah.
$63 is hard.
Right, but so they came in at, so that's kind of my point, right? They came in at the top of the
but
market.
it still moves.
It moves
Yeah.
at that price point, but that's the top of the market price point. So they're not. So my point is, they're not trying to do price compression within the market.
No, not at all.
Not at all. They're trying to come in at the
Quite the
market and
opposite.
not drop like cart sizes and not saying that bringing cheaper prices into the market for the consumer doesn't work out for the consumer in the short run.
It does.
In the short run.
And we're not saying that's a bad thing.
And we're not saying it's a bad thing to happen, but
the way it's happening.
the way it's happening, and the reason why it would be able to happen, and what the impacts could end up being are, there are implications. So so let's talk about what you were talking, the live well, right? That we have. Is that the cheap ounce one?
Yeah.
No, how much are the ounces of that?
165.
They were 150, but as a customer, how would I know that it's GMO compared to any other weed? You know what I mean? Like, they don't market that on the...
No, and so I don't know. You just have to educate yourself as a consumer, and you hope that. So here's the thing: we can't. I'm not saying it shouldn't exist in the market. I mean, we carry it. We could say no to it, but everyone else around here is carrying it. So if we didn't carry it, then we might. There's a certain customer base that is looking for that, right? And it's all over the whole state. It's not. There's like. It is what it is.
Right.
But so what are the implications of that being a part of what's happening in the market? There's what's the ounce that's the second cheapest compared to a live well ounce. Live well ounces are at least they're smalls though, right? So they're smalls for like 167 out the door, something like that.
But then we only have one other ounce option. That's the revert. 214.
And Revert's 214. And Revert, these guys are like in Schuylerville. You know what I mean? There's just a couple dudes.
Yeah.
They work hard. They are trying to do things, the way they can in Schuylerville. They're local dudes. You know what I mean? I support those guys. They're fucking cool.
No, they are cool.
And they support us, and we got love for each other. And then so to see that their ounces may not get the love that they deserve
Right.
in the marketplace because they can't afford to do it
Yeah.
for less than that
Yeah.
because it costs more to farm the way they farm. So the Live Well brand is a brand that is like RO, which means they're operating in multiple states. They have different rules. So one of the reasons why it's less fair for the MSOs and the ROs to be able to come into the market is because they're spread out throughout many states. So they're able to even run at a loss in a state like New York if it means they can cannibalize a certain segment of the marketplace. So, and they are vertically integrated. They're the only people who get to be vertically integrated. So that means they have grow operations, they process, and they have stores. So they can afford to run at a loss at all three of those things for as long as it takes to put the weak links out of business, right? So that is something that, is known to happen and can happen. So when you see things coming to market at prices that don't seem like that's where they should end up, but shouldn't be at quite yet. Could be what is happening. I'm not saying it is, but
Yeah.
something to think about. Food for thought.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And it's happening like the whole industry, you know what I mean? Like just what it is. So are we gonna accept that and like
Yes, we are, because like the consumer is
consumer wants
because
it,
there's
right?
such a lot. We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
Cannabis has to be one of like the largest, like the most like diverse market. You have everywhere from the connoisseur and the person who wants a terp to like not giving a fuck to like medicinal values to like getting as high as they can.
right.
So like
It's true.
Yeah.
like your weed retail store is supposed to have it for everybody.
That's right.
Of all types, and then those people, like if you really care about your weed, like get researching. It's like the data is now available. Like you don't have people, and people paved the way, and the road is there, and it's like bright, and we can just hop on it and start learning, and then you get to know the strains. You get to know if it's like a good bud tender can tell you if it's like well grown. I think like THC crops and being GMO, I think is less. By the way, the GMO strain is not a GMO.
Yeah, oh my god, I get that in the dispensary. I'll say GMO, they're like,
that's actually a really fire indica.
Yeah,
It's
GMO
awesome.
is actually
like, no,
really
it's just
fire.
a straight name.
Onions, right?
Yeah, and it was called GMO
I think I talked
because
about that on an
the
earlier
grower
podcast.
saw it grow and it just like looked like it grew like a GMO crop because it was just so
Perfect.
perfect and like stacked.
Yeah.
It just looked artificial, and then they called it that. But I don't know. Who knows?
I know that shit is
It's a
gas.
funny
It is gas.
Yeah.
But like,
I know people do be like, they'll see it and they'll be like, nah, I don't want that.
exactly.
And then I'll just be like, yo, but you don't like the terps that smell like that shit came from under the sink, bro? No? Come on. That's the GMO. The good GMO, that shit.
Yeah,
I don't like
that shit-
GMO, but I like when it's crossed with things. Like, I think it makes
Scott
other
was like,
strains better.
I don't like that
No,
shit.
really, it's one of those strains when you cross it with other strains, it makes them better. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah, we have a Donnie burger in the store
Yeah, I
by
saw
our house.
that.
That's a GMO cross
Yeah.
rank.
Like my boy's got this wedding pie, and it just makes everything better. Anytime he crosses it with anything, it just makes it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't describe it. It just makes it better in every way.
Yeah.
That's how GMO be doing things.
Yeah.
And bringing it to like the GMOs, it's education and it's like learning, and I think it's most important in cannabis setting. Just care about the grow.
Cannabis.
In the cannabis.
And the cannabis. Cannabinoids.
I can't.
That's why it's
We had
cannabinoids.
the same
Cannabis.
conversation
Cannabis.
earlier.
Cannabinoids. Cannabinoids.
Cannabis.
Cannabinoids.
Cannabis. Yeah, it's cannabis.
It's
cannabinoids.
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 I've definitely said it both ways, multiple times.
Yeah.
I have no way of saying it. But now I
Tomato,
do.
tomato, potato.
Nope. Because tomato is not the fucking thing, bro.
Yeah,
Tomato.
and neither is potatoes.
Potato is not a thing, bro. Who the fuck calls a potato a potato?
Scoopski
Please tell me
potato,
who
Jack.
does that? Who do you know that calls
Scoopski potato, Jack.
Oh shit.
You don't know about that? Practical Jokers, bro. That was my shit.
Impractical Jokers?
Yeah, Scoopski potato.
Scoopski potato?
He was scooping potatoes on other people's plates. He called it potato.
Potato. Oh, because he's
Somebody.
a fucking practical joker, bro.
Yeah, same.
He's a jokester.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You never asked for a bacon, lettuce, tomato?
No. Nope.
You lying.
I don't even put tomatoes on my sandwich, bro. Yo, Scotty, what kicks you got today, bro?
Okay.
Scotty's kicks.
Got a little something weird.
Come with something weird.
Come
Yeah.
through, Scotty.
Oh, shit, those are weird. Getting weird. Those aren't the shoes off your feet. Those are just shoes under the table. That's under the table shoes. Damn, I just noticed that this whole time. Not the whole time.
No, just recently.
Just recently. Yeah. Damn. Right under my nose.
So these are the Air Command Forces. Originally came out in '91.
Wow.
David Robinson wore them, but they're actually more known for Woody Harrelson wearing them in White Man Can't Jump. So everybody knows these are the Billy Hoyles right here. These are the Billy Hoyles. Because that's his character's name in the movie. That movie came out in '92, but this release is from 2014, and they haven't been released since. You know, they're a little worn, a little beat, but yeah, very
How
high
many
shoes. It's almost
times
like a
have you
boot.
worn
It's like
those?
wearing a boot almost.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, they look like boots. How many times have you worn those?
probably like 5 to 10 times maybe.
You ain't getting your ankle broken in those on the court, bro.
No. It's just
Look at that
uncomfortable, man.
Look at that shit.
No.
So that was
Not
kind of
comfortable.
also Nike's
You can
answer to the
knock out
pump,
some
the
knees.
Reebok pump.
Nike's answer to the
That
pump.
was the
That little
Nike
thing in
answer
the
to
back
the
is like a pump, and then and a release.
Yes, and it actually came with a pump though back then.
A pump.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like a bike pump.
Kind of like that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Re-release did not do that though.
Yeah, the re-release actually is more functional. Can you pump those or no? No. It
No,
did not add
to
the
my
pump
knowledge.
feature. It's just
They did not,
It's just
no.
a look.
All for
not
look,
included.
Just
all for show.
all for show.
Yeah.
No
I
pump
think that's
feature.
I think that's the first time they ever retroed, to be honest. Since '91, it's that 2014 release.
Nice.
I know, I love those.
When was that
They're fire,
remake of
Scotty.
White Man Can't Jump? When did that come out?
Just this past year, last
Just
year.
this past year? They should've
I
done
thought they were
that.
gonna re-release it, but
Yeah, they
Jack
should've.
Harlow's not a Nike, not athlete, but Nike.
Yeah,
I think he's with Puma.
Puma, sponsored by Puma. Yeah, he was wearing Pumas in that movie.
He could have been, yeah.
Oh man, we gotta go back and look at that.
Jay-Z has something to do with Puma too.
Yo, Dills. Yeah, Jay-Z has something to do with Puma now.
Absolutely, yeah. Puma basketball in general, in specific.
I felt like Puma made like soccer shoes though.
Yeah.
They make
That's what I'm saying. They're really trying to break into
crossover.
that. Yeah. I never wore Puma a day in my life, but I don't hate on Pumas.
Yeah.
They aren't for my feet. You know, there's
Yeah,
plenty of
not
things
for
I
your
like that
feet.
aren't for my feet. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pumas ain't my shit.
Buddha.
Puma.
Word. Yeah, you know I got some bars.
Of course you
I know
do.
you about to ask me.
That's that's like the run of show by now. If you haven't figured it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to help make my man Jay famous because he's the nicest
Appreciate
rapper,
you.
nicest dude. So I just
Looking out,
want
Jack. Thank you.
to give him this platform as much as possible.
Thank you, my friend.
Until the world sees and
Word.
understands what I already know.
And I'm gonna
This
keep
guy
coming
raps.
through with the bars, Jack. You already know
Raps.
Yeah, he
little
raps
bit.
pretty good. A little bit.
Scott,
So this one I ain't never dropped. This
Think
is just a song that I just spit, and I just spit some bars. That's pretty much it. No story.
No story behind it. It's just some.
This is back
this
from
is
when-
just rapping.
I'll give you a little story. This was back from when we was doing our front page Fridays,
Okay.
which was when for probably about what, like 4 years.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years.
On and off. Yeah.
every Friday for the most part. We might take a week or
two off here and there for things.
Every Friday, at least 3 hours in the studio. And we was just rocking out. We was making originals. We was freestyling. We was just chilling sometimes.
It was where the treatment. It was like the birthplace of like the term, the treatment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. We started that whole wave.
That's the whole wave.
We made mad albums like that after that.
Yeah, so much shit.
Word up.
You gonna release them?
Yeah.
Some of that shit out. So this was from a Front Page Friday.
Yep.
And this
So we
was
made albums.
just like
Right.
so this is some shit that you brought in and then we constructed a beat around it.
No, we just kept it on the beat. This was just a freestyle. This was on a Nas beat.
Freestyle on a Nas beat.
Yep.
Okay.
Spicy.
All right. Spicy.
Yep. King's
Lil
Disease.
Nas X beat?
Yep. I said, my pockets was anorexic till I manifested. Got a 9 to 5, then I let the camera catch it. Made a COVID, then I got the gram infected. In my DM, but they still don't understand the message. Merck said he about to get this $100,000 investment. Every Friday 9 to midnight, I was jamming sessions. Locked in at the Foster house, now the fan progressing. Still screaming Front Page and boo, yeah, you guessed it. Once I realized the yin and yang was separate, I found balance and I realized I am the essence. Niggas try to set me up, I just can't respect it. I got right and then I left, bitch, I'm ambidextrous. I used to doubt myself, now I stand corrected. The way I skill it, flow hot enough to scramble eggs with. Before I say a word, I got a panties wet quick. Cause a divine feminine loving my manly blessings. Biting on my neck like a candy necklace. I'm in the air like no hickeys, yo, you can't be reckless. Now homies thirsty, treat me like some damn refreshments. In my face, but I ain't with it, I just hand the breath mints. That's how you know they never cherish friendships. Men and women both do it, so it can't be sexist. Toxic masculinity, as a man I cleansed it. Still got some work to do, that's my plan intentions. Lost my mind a couple times, so I made it back. For when I veer off course, so I could make it back. Make them directions in the bar so I stay on track. Keep my position calm, I respond while they react. Learn from the bridges I burn, bruises I earn. Felt the fire and the water as my ego attack. Sometimes I question my expression, make it seem like a trap. Cause some people just can't see where I'm at, and you can't GPS that. Try to reflect it and the screen just went black. Losing myself as my ego screen just come back. That's when I stop, meditate, I need freedom from that. Speaking the fact ain't always good as keeping the fact. Breathe and relax, yeah, now I see me coming back. Hit the horn, now they beeping me back. My energy is intact. Feel my soul, give my ego adapt. As we learn ways we can adapt. Now where you at?
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah. One of these shit's going viral, bro.
Good looking out, Jack.
Facts. Nah, because you be like, you'll pull up to the studio and be like, yo,
Nah, ain't no way.
pull up this shit.
Ain't
And I'm
no
like,
way he's
what
organized.
shit? They're like, this
I just
shit.
remember
I'll be
names,
like,
Jack.
from fucking, from like 2018. It was fucking, you remember? It was da-da-da-da. Like, yo, what the, that's how you remember the lyrics,
yeah, you're
too.
right, though.
What the
They
fuck?
there. They're just there. It's just be there. I don't know.
so
Certain
that-
shit, if it touches me.
So you're
then
not
it don't go
organized,
nowhere.
you just have the shit on deck?
Yeah. It just be there when it needs to be there.
It's a
type
hard
shit.
drive.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Oh yeah.
With the search engine. Your fucking internal
internal,
rap
yeah, internal
search
search
engine
engine,
is
yeah.
better than Dutchie.
Yeah, it is.
It's true.
That's
You get in the
hilarious.
fucking POS, you try to search
Yo.
for a fucking product and
It's a
shit.
brain POS.
You know what I was just thinking, bro? We gotta
Brain
drop.
POS.
We gotta drop Fronto.
POS
I ain't
system.
really fucking with the Dutchie, no.
Nah, I fuck with Dutchie.
I know.
I fuck
We've been
with
doing
Dutchie
globs
tough.
and
Yo, you know what's wild about Dutchie? Yeah, I fuck with Dutchie tough, man.
sure.
They're fucking. They're like
holding it down.
they had I don't know if anybody heard about the thing with Dutchie on 420 and some shit was I know as a store we heard, but I don't know if everyone else in the world heard. And here's the best part about it all. I'll say I don't think anybody even
Dutchie's a
who
POS
shopped at
system.
our store necessarily knew that the POS Dutchie was down. But I will
Right.
say this, they fucking got on the phone with us with their CTO and founder and talked, and apologized and talked about they're going to come back to us with some, with something that they could make up for lost revenue type shit. And we'll see if we accept what their terms are, or whatever. But what I will say is they came to this table. They were very forthcoming. They talked about what they have to coming down the pipeline very soon to remedy anything like this from happening again. You know, all the shit that you want to hear from your POS. But what I really liked about it was that when I told them how our solution for the problem was to print out 2 fulfillment receipts and then like write down the transaction on the fulfillment receipt. Like the CTO of Dutchy was like, oh shit, that's really smart. And then the New York rep wants to do like a case study on how we pulled it together, and that we still managed to do huge numbers on 420 in like the New York State market in general. So this was all like that. I don't know if they would have shared all of that with us had they not fucked that bag up for us. But they fucked the bag up, but we fucking picked that shit up and kept running. Like they dropped it and we were like, fuck that shit. And kept running. And everybody pulled their shit together and we murdered that shit and ran like everything in a compliant manner. That is why they want to do a case study on us, because we didn't falter under that. And we utilize, and let's not get it twisted, we also utilize their other half of their like redundancy, right? And for me, that redundancy was always fucking stupid. I hated it. I was always like, what the fuck, I gotta log into this one Dutchy over here and this other Dutchy over there, and then the fulfillment talks to this thing, and then it fucking talks to this, the registers over here, and it's like 3 different systems, and it's like, what the fuck? Mad clunky. But then when one part of those systems goes down and the other one doesn't, boy, that redundancy fucking works if you're like savvy enough to put it to use.
Shout out to Vernon and inventory. Shout out to Cameron. We pulled it as a team. We pulled that shit together. We've spread the messaging of what it was and what we had to do.
I'm lucky I came in when the system was already in place.
But it was still explained to you, and you were like, I got it, boom. You know, that's not nothing, bro. That's fucking.
Dutchy was still down for 3 more hours.
And then catching up after 420, trying to figure out all of that out.
That right there was fucking monstrous undertaking, and it was a massive.
Thanks, Dutchy, again.
Group effort, and shout out to Cam again. Carmen, San Francisco.
Carmen's the best.
Should Dutchy cut the check, Merc?
Dutchy needs to cut the check. Facts.
What is the law that like casual person, consumer wouldn't know about, like why I can't use a company like Square and I have to use a company like Dutchy?
Well, so for the main, real, absolute bottom line reason is, and if I had to sum it up in one word, it's compliance. So, New York State is really strict on compliance, and so you have to, but they don't have their seed to sale system in place yet, and they want you to keep track of all of your cannabis sales to a T. And so there's definitely, I would imagine there's definitely more than one solution, but Dutchy packs like your POS into your e-commerce, which is like online sales, which is the bulk of our delivery, and our pickup orders come in online. So since all of our pickup orders and our delivery orders come in online, we have our in-store orders with the iPad set up so they use that same system, so it's not overcomplicated. So then even our in-stores come in through that system. And then they come, but that system populates into the POS system. So they have all of those integrations in place that allow those things to speak to each other and then keep great records that we then use, that are then integrated into OCM's system that allow us to report to OCM all of the cannabis we've taken in from our vendors, that our vendors have all reported to OCM that they've given us through these, and then all of the cannabis we sold to consumers And Dutchie keeps track of all this. So when something like that, the POS goes down, we're able to keep track of a lot of the, we were able to keep track of things, the e-commerce side of things. But we all know from running the store every day that people order shit, don't pick it up, or they fucking wait in line and they're like, fuck this shit, I'm out. And then so all those things that came in. Also, we also know that when the POS went down, also our ability to take Dutchie Pay on the POS also went down. So anything that was a Dutchie Pay transaction was not able to be. So we had to keep records of that shit and make sure that all of the transactions. And then when Dutchie came back up, we could push all of the right transactions through. It was a very complicated, arduous. It took additional man hours. We had to pay lots of overtime. It was a fucking thing. And it was our first 420.
Right.
So we would have loved to celebrate our first 420 and know what the fuck happened. But it was such a thing that we didn't. And we weren't, I mean, we did. I'm not gonna, you know, we did sell. We can actually hold our heads high at the end of that and say
we crushed it.
We crushed that shit because we know we did. We know what we did was the customer experience barely suffered, even though our POS fucking crashed. That is something to be commended. We didn't have any bad reviews. Nobody shitted on us online. You know what I mean? All our pie watchers go to fucking Google and give us 5 stars. We fuck with y'all. You know what I mean? It's a thing. Like we did it. We did our fucking thing under tremendous amounts of pressure, and everybody held their shit together. No fucking meltdowns.
Nah, we was
no crybaby shit.
No.
You know what I'm saying? The team was fucking ace. It was amazing. So shout out to the whole Stage 1 fam for that. Word up.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Squad.
Last question, Matt. Could you accept credit cards with? Could you buy weed with credit cards?
No, there's debit card solutions. No credit cards.
That's federal law.
Federally. Like MasterCard and Visa and all the credit card companies all like band together and were like, no cannabis. And then it's just not a thing.
Would that ever change?
You know, that's the other thing with this.
Rescheduling does not impact
with this
that at all,
rescheduling thing, it does not affect banking. That is one of the things that is not affected by this rescheduling.
That's the last gate we passed. The last gate.
Yeah, banking is definitely a nightmare and a pain in the ass, and you know, it is
shout
what
out the
it is.
banks that do fuck with the cannabis industry.
Yeah, shout out with the banks that do fuck. Berkshire Bank is our bank. We fuck with them. They're great.
I would say cut the check, but they do cut the check.
Yeah, cut the check. Yeah. Before we do, I gotta just ask, you got any fucking questions? Because you are
Yes, I
do.
You do. I see. I knew it. I knew it.
Put your little clicker thing away.
We never went around and talk about what we need to have.
There it is. What do you need to have when you smoke?
Oxygen.
Yeah, we were talking about
oxygen.
that, like your lungs.
Yeah. So, me personally,
It's the most J answer ever.
like I like a pre-roll. You know what I mean? It's but I will roll my own. So but flour, I'd say, is like my main ingredient in my smoking experience. In a joint, and a fucking wrapped up in a paper, and a lighter. I don't really need like a fucking juice or water. I don't know. I know people that need shit. I don't know. I need weed.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I need to have tips when I smoke.
Tips in your joint.
I need a nice smooth flow going through. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I don't want no weed going in my mouth. Like that shit is the worst.
You gotta roll it properly.
Yeah, that's it. Just gotta figure out how to finesse that thing.
Nice tip.
I'm going back and forth with I like the tips too, because I used to roll with fronto, and then when I roll with just the paper, I had to figure out how to roll it and not have it canoeing and not all the weed falling out. So I started with the tips, but now I'm rolling them without the tips, and I could do it, but it's just taking a minute to really finesse it. You know. So I like the tips.
Vernon wrote the nice one though. I was impressed.
Word.
I can roll some shit.
All right, this is the night moves from Rolling Green. Let's pass it around.
Nice.
Check it out.
The live review.
Because we just they're brand new brand. We don't even have them in yet. They're going to be delivering later this week. By the time the pod airs, we might have them in the store. Maybe not. Come check us out. Come see. But we definitely ordered it. We ordered, just so you know, we order one of everything because we liked it all, and then we're going to see what sells.
Nice.
And the shit that sells, we're going to order more of, and the shit that doesn't, he said he'll take it back. So I like the guy already, right? He's a fucking good guy, stand-up guy. So that's some stand-up guy shit right there. That's a good agreement. I like it. My friend. I am fucking baked.
I'm high as shit.
Yeah.
I need some. It's got to be some top shelf weed all the time, and just my papers. That's it. And,
You know it's
and
top
maybe
shelf.
a bottle of water.
You know it's
Let's say
Scotty.
a bottle of
Scotty
water.
Pack got to be the top shelf shit.
It's gotta be.
That's why he asked, "What's that?"
I've came too
What's
far
that?
and I've lived
Trash.
too long to be wasting time on some bullshit weed.
Yeah, and he'll
that's
say
my
it
motto.
too, just so you know. He'll put it. And so, Scotty's trash is another man's treasure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just want to make that clear.
It's true.
That's why
Yeah.
it's funny.
Yeah.
You know? Because
Literally.
Scotty's trash is another man's treasure. It's
Oh, yeah.
totally fucking okay.
True.
And no, that's why like our dispensary's got such a good standard.
That's right.
Because we got such a good crew here,
Yeah.
being
That's right.
like mids.
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 Mids. Yeah. Pushing the, I mean, you get what you pay for, it's cool. It's fine. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Right.
But get some top shelf and mix that shit in. You know what I mean?
Or even decent.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
Yeah.
Some mid
Decent
shelf.
mid.
Mid mids.
Mid-mids.
Get some upper mids. We got some upper mids for you too. Yeah.
The shit don't taste bad.
Nah, it's got a good flavor profile. Night move.
Okay.
Pass that down. Thank you.
Alright, I've been brewing on one thing that you said.
Me?
Oh, well, I guess we'll go on. Like, well, what can't you smoke without?
Flour. I'm a flour paper.
Flour. It's funny, like I'd have set vapes like a while ago, just because they're the discretion that you
I mean,
get
I always
with them,
have
and
them.
like when
Yeah.
I be
I
in
always
the
have everything.
Yeah, yeah.
be
I
in
always
the
have everything,
studio,
but I
like
prefer.
that I couldn't smoke in, but I could vape in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely always have a vape in my pocket when I get a twisted. But I definitely prefer flour now. It's definitely come full circle back to the flour.
I think all of us are walking dispensaries now.
I know. I always have I have gummies on me. I have vapes on me. I have joints on me at all
Yeah,
times.
of course.
know,
They
I
give
can't
us
go anywhere
samples,
without
Rob, because
hash.
that's marijuana.
Yeah.
I need some hash and some heat.
Adam says I can't go
that
anywhere
we
without
sell that
hash.
or anything.
No, but you
That
know
is
what?
his thing.
That's
That is
his
where he can't go. That's
No,
totally his.
but I will say, like, I've been having a hard time smoking just flower joints. I feel like infused. They gotta be infused with something. I just been like, I don't know. I like
Well, cause
You need that pressure.
Well, yeah. Well, for me, it's like I feel like
infused with the keef. I like keef infused personally. I like
Yeah.
I like
I'm
that.
not a huge I don't like it fucking soaked in distillate. That's
Yeah.
not my thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually do like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
He said,
some
fuck
people-
it, send it.
No, I do. And it's crazy because I used to be just straight flour, but since I started working here, it's just like you said, we walk in dispensaries now. We have
We
everything.
have
I've been-
access.
Yeah, and I'm trying different things out, and there's I'm realizing this shit is getting me high as fuck.
Yeah, get you baked.
And then
No
sometimes
denying
it's trying something different. Obviously, it's always gonna be.
But then you smoke the MFNY infused one. That's a different thing. That's a
Yeah,
different
yeah, 'cause
ball.
that's got the resin in it, and that's it's smoother.
And I would think about even the jetpacks too.
The jetpacks got the terp infusion though too.
Yeah,
They all got
Still,
they all have their
It's not natural.
their selling points.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Their
Yeah.
pros and their cons. So as we've gone through and tried everything out, I've noticed when I'm going to hang out with my friends or my family, I'll bring everything. I'm bringing drinks, I'm bringing gummies, I'm bringing the infused, I'm bringing the straight, the cacao, with just flour.
You have access.
I'm,
You know what I mean?
I'm bringing a couple
You know.
eighths, I'm bringing this, I'm bringing that.
We blessed.
So yeah, that's kind of how it goes. It depends on the mode.
Trying to make sure that the public understands what it is. Too,
Right.
you know?
Exactly.
Education. saying,
Did
"Here,
you like
this
that,
is what's
Love
in the
Jones?"
market.
We smoked that already?
No.
Did I light it?
I didn't think so.
What,
I
is
thought
that
I
the
would
Love
recognize
Jones?
that.
Yeah, we didn't have the love yet.
Now you ain't gotta do that.
You with the others?
Oh man.
Oh.
Shouldn't have.
Just when I thought we were wrapping the show up, now we got fucking joints lit and we talking
I mean,
that
we just-
shit.
we
Yeah, we
just-
did,
Yeah, we can smoke it after.
God damn.
Yeah, this could be the after show joint.
After show joint.
Why not?
Good
Keep
content.
rolling.
Wait, I got a rest of the joint little thing to say. After I take this hit.
Shout out Method Man.
Or
Shout out to Cal.
To Cal.
Shout out ADK Hemco.
Cal.
Going
You
that
know
night.
what, man?
For Tikal.
I am so high.
We are the
I don't
number
think I
one.
Shout out Len from Tikal.
To
Shout out Len.
Len Diesel.
He's my
seller
birthday twin.
in the state, which
Oh,
we
same
love.
day,
We
year,
support the
everything.
shit out of the whole squad. Len, Razzie,
Len, yeah.
Nut. You know what I mean? The whole
Facts.
Tikal team.
Yeah.
Shout out to
You
Cal.
know.
Big love.
Big love, lots of love.
Me and Len was
Love
ripping
Jones.
cars earlier.
What were you saying, Adam? Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Alan,
I just
Adam Greenspan.
I just want to say, just like highlight a couple of things. One, I think we set some pretty high bars today. You know, talking about like quality difference.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I was thinking on your comment the rest of this podcast about like not being able to pay for things.
Access.
Access.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's not just about not everyone's got time to go to a farm and volunteer and things, but it's baby steps, right?
Yeah.
We didn't get to smoking top quality.
Yeah.
By smoking top, we got there by grinding through mids to get there, and
Yeah.
with
Oh,
food,
yeah.
it's like, can you spend an extra $1 on butter that's like grass fed? Can you
Yeah.
spend
Right,
extra
right.
$2 on eggs from chickens
It's
that are
like
happy?
figuring it out.
Yeah, it's
It's just
making
like-
it work
a
when
little
you can.
bit.
Right,
Absolutely.
It's understanding that you get out of your body what you put into
Yeah.
it, and you make sacrifices in other places
not
in
an
your
all or
life in
nothing
order
thing.
to right.
All or
No.
nothing is
Right.
not
It's not
sustainable.
all or
It's giving
nothing.
yourself grace, and at least you're trying. You're like going in that direction. No,
Absolutely.
totally. No,
And
I feel that for
and
sure.
And then you I think right before she had mentioned the access, she had said, "Why don't people talk about this?"
Yeah,
And
like this to
so-
make it more, so
this is an
we-
accessible
we have-
moment that
yeah.
we can at least provide access to information.
Exactly.
That-
Information
Yes.
is power for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Totally.
like, no, I completely agree. It's like, like in general, it's not affordable. It's not, but because there's no education in how to incorporate it in your lifestyle. And that's
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the importance of incorporating it into your
Yeah.
lifestyle. Because when I had diverticulitis, I literally almost died.
Right.
So for me, it became a life or death thing.
Yeah, that's crazy. You had that at 25.
25.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's like
wild.
some old man shit.
It was
thing.
some old man shit. Yo, when I was in the hospital, dead ass, when I was in the hospital,
At 25.
every fucking doctor, every
Yeah.
resident, every person who had a white coat on or was wearing scrubs came
Yeah.
to see me because I was like this anomaly.
Yeah.
Right.
But then after that happened, like I was just the first of a whole. Like now, it's way more common. It's not necessarily as uncommon that younger people are getting. Maybe 25 is wild, but like
No,
Yeah.
25
people in their
is
40s.
wild. No,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
even now, 25 is wild.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But
it was
food
wild.
is
It was wild.
medicine. Food's medicine.
Medicine.
I was eating like shit. I was
Well,
eating like shit.
and so like you eat a little bit better, and you spend
Oh,
that
no,
money
I'm
on
eating a
food.
lot better now.
You
Eating a lot
stay out of the
better.
doctor.
That's right.
That instead
don't
of
even
paying
go
those
to the
high
doctor.
bills,
Yeah.
instead of paying for all that medicine, pay it for good food.
Yeah.
You can learn to like,
Yep.
those frozen meals. Like, hell, they're easy, but man, they're like expensive as all hell.
Yeah.
And if you just cook, there's a lot of really easy meals, a lot of good books out there, recipes.
Yeah, recipes.
Just like try and
simple
find,
ingredients.
Try and make a little extra time, but you can make a good experience out of cooking whole food for yourself.
It's true. Cooking whole food from yourself from scratch ingredients actually isn't necessarily a more expensive way to live than buying processed foods. It's just labor intensive, right? And
Yeah,
time.
but also people don't have that too because they have to work full time or
Right.
they have kids or single
Exactly.
parents, so
Yeah.
that's a
Exactly.
part of it
It's
too.
a part of it too, right.
And
It's
that's
labor
where
intensive. That's what I'm saying. It's labor
you find it,
intensive.
yeah,
So
but it's
there's
Where you
like
can meal
roadblock. You
prep.
find roadblocks in
in
everywhere you
everything.
look.
But that's
Right.
where I think also community comes into play too.
Community,
Like
I get
reaching
ya.
out and.
Yeah.
People, I think now as a society, a lot of us are afraid to ask for help, And that's where like the farming comes into play and the trading. Like we want to see each other win, but you know.
Yeah.
And they're blocks, not boxes. You know, they're blocks.
Yeah.
They don't tie us down. They just present us with a challenge to overcome.
Right.
To overcome.
Right? Because we can't be defeated.
It is a bar.
Throw that in there.
Adam has
You throw that in your verse, Jack. I'm trying to
Yeah, you on a song, Jack. Welcome to stage 1.
I bet you he got some bars.
Oh, damn.
He already flipping
Now
shit.
he's flipping past.
Absolutely.
I got a retort to the like the community part of it.
Yeah.
So like in like 2020,
Oh,
2021,
weed.
I was really on like I wanted to eat healthy type of vibe. You know what I mean? So I really, and then I started going to like Walmart, and I recognized that none of the watermelons had seeds, right? So I couldn't eat any of the watermelons no more. And then like I started going around to my corner stores. I didn't have a car at the time, so I was walking to the corner store. I said, "Where's the fruit?"
Yeah.
They had no fruit, and all the bananas they had were fucking expired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's called food desert. That's called a
I
food
literally
desert.
walked to 5 different corner stores. Like I'm talking like 6, 7 blocks. None of them had fucking fruit, nothing healthy. So it's like
They have some
even-
shit with mass sodium in it.
Yeah,
Yep.
but even
Yeah,
in
they
our
do.
communities, they don't even provide it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And that's what's
Absolutely.
fucked up.
And that's like,
Yeah.
that's
It's
like,
true.
it's
And
like
that's why I'm
that
saying it's a
all
privilege.
around. Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's a privilege because people don't have access to these
Yeah.
things. We can say all we want, like you can incorporate it, but if it's not in like systemically incorporated, you know, we
Yeah.
can't.
Balls
You
off.
know,
You don't know. You don't
No,
know.
it has to be. It has to be like, it's that the whole thing is it can't be by design that it is the way it is, right? It is by design.
No, it can't be an
It
accident,
can't be an
you said. It
accident.
can't be
Yeah, it
coincidence.
is by design that it is what it is, and so we
well, everything's working the way that it's supposed to be working.
exactly.
Well, it's changing.
Yeah.
But because now access to information is becoming so prevalent,
Yeah.
people can talk and really shed light on
Yeah.
things that, you know.
And people, yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
And people are getting sick younger, and they need to change they're having to be forced to change their diets.
That's right.
And now it's becoming more than ever.
Yeah, exactly. Telling that, and the only way you can do it is tell the story. You know, share those stories with people.
Yeah.
And that's the real. That's like the realest shit. Like mad
Yeah.
shit happens to fucking people. So
Yeah.
just share that and like don't keep it to yourself. Let
Right.
people know that because knowledge is power. And
Yeah.
what you learn, what you are able to glean from any sort of experience. I've had lots of negative experiences that I learned a lot of things from. So.
And alone too, because sometimes we feel like we have to go it alone. So,
Right.
like you said, sharing it makes people feel
Community.
seen, community,
Yeah.
and understood too.
Yeah.
Because there's times where like I'm experiencing things in my body that I'm like, is this normal? Like, and you don't want to go to a doctor and Google, like, Googling is it like what the fuck,
Yeah, yeah.
But having like
Oh, Google, I forgot about it.
yeah, like WebMD, don't do that.
Yeah, that's the worst.
But having community and talking about things like that, like you talking about your experience with your diverticulitis and at 25 and how you changed your diet and stuff like it's really powerful. That's not, it's
Yeah, it's
educating.
it's educating, definitely. It's
yeah.
putting some like context to what genetically modified
Yeah.
organisms can do to you, and when you cut them out, what happens? Like I lost fucking mad weight.
Yeah.
I've gone to
chemicals. Yeah,
I've gone to and gotten colonoscopies to make sure that I'm good, because that's like what they recommend,
Right.
and everything's good. Like
Right.
no issues
But you
since,
can reverse so much with food,
With
like
food.
good,
Yeah,
clean,
good,
organic
clean
food.
food.
Food is medicine.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what you did.
It
You
is
reversed
what-
it, yeah. The fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Fuck GMOs.
Yeah, it's true. I don't fuck with GMOs.
No chemicals.
There it is.
Oh, shit.
This is
I knew it. I
And
knew
on
it.
that note,
Let me hear some. Yeah, keep it going.
Jay's gonna give it the freestyle.
I know you got the
We got-
flow.
Oh man, because I tip my hat and it's overflow.
I told you.
And I'm pouring with that deer skull. Dropping them chops, chopping them fish up, pulling it on crops, licking my fingers.
Oh shit!
Long nose.
Farmer Adam out
I'm
here.
just rhyming.
Farmer Adam. Yeah, man.
It's more than that. It's how my soul goes.
Yeah.
When my body beats, it's where my mind goes. I keep going, go.
Yo.
Yeah. Is that the first bars you ever spit?
No, no. On camera, maybe.
Yeah.
On camera, yeah.
On camera.
On camera, yeah.
The debut.
Let's go.
Debut
Yeah.
Farmer Adam.
Debut
Hit me,
Farmer
but every time I hear you guys rapping, I got some stuff.
Hey, see, I felt it.
yeah.
I do it.
You knew it. You knew it.
I
You
be
could
singing in
feel
my
it.
head all day in the fields. What do you think I'm doing farming?
Hey, word. That's a fact. That's a fact.
You said I just be rapping.
Alright.
Facts.
I got to wear his farmer hat.
Oh shit.
That shit was mad cool.
Yeah.
Farmer hat.
Yeah, it's
comfy.
It's dope as shit.
It's comfy.
I love that shit.
The farmer hat's the truth.
It is.
Scotty Pax.
Hey. What up?
Vernon.
Oh shit.
Chantal.
Hey.
Farmer Adam. Jason. LRX.
Buddha.
It's your boy Merc. This is Stage 1 podcast. Stoop
Water.
to store, legacy to legal. And we out.
Bye.
Rap deals.
Hey.
Hey.
I be on that OG, fire by the OG, piling up the roaches, got me feeling roasty, higher than the northeast, my shit ain't got no seats, I be on the green like